does rattle your teeth a little. The guy at Riverhead Lumber Supply was very helpful to me when I picked this out. Isn't it beautiful? 20 volts. Lithium ion. It's all strategy, you know. The cemetery needs to look lived in, so to speak. And when I first married my husband Dave, 45 years ago, Mrs. Clark used to come over all by her own. She was an older woman, and mow this and clean the cemetery and pay the neighborhood kids to help her. She was really amazing. She'd just come over here and work like the devil at taking care of the cemetery. And then there was another village committee once, Bob and Lillian White, John Costello, and George Hubbard Sr., who did a lot of work taking it back, but it grows back fast. You really can't, let it go. I'll show you. Just let me do one more part here. So it's tedious, but not as tedious as it was with that saw. See that on the ground? That's what I started with. My kids suggested to me that they didn't really like me using a chainsaw. And so I could see their point, particularly since I'm over here alone a lot. I didn't have volunteers at the time. And so I was talking with George Hubbard Jr. about that, and he suggested the sawzall. So the rest is history. This is a great cemetery. There's a Civil War veterans, one here from the Duryea Zouaves. As I said, the original founder of the Suffolk Times is here, Mr. Buell. And just a lot of different people, a lot of sea captains. You can see, tells you a lot about the community. I mean, that's why it fascinates me about cemeteries too, is you learn about a community when you walk through a cemetery. I always ask first and clear what I'd like to do. In other words, I don't come in here like a commando and take over with my sawzall. So I always clear, do you mind if I did that? Last year I had a little area cleaned and planted over there, and I requested could I do that, and they gave me permission. So they know. I mean, it isn't my right to come in here and just saw things down, so I always say, could I do this? I'd like to, and they have so far said yes.